Yo, what's good everybody? What's good YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel, and we have a 1090 Jake video and the sentence. That's his channel, Lil Baby, 4PF Rico, that never happened. If you're new to the channel and haven't hit that sub button yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We almost at 1300 subs, so make sure you hit that sub button. The subscribe count goes a long way. The like button goes a long way. Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate everybody that has done that. I even appreciate everybody that's clicked on the video. You could have clicked on any video, but you clicked my video. With that being said, let's get into it.
It's back on its bullshit. After the complete failure that was the
I low-key want a new mic too. Like this shirt mic, I don't know, bro. I think I just need to fix my settings, or I need a new wire or something, because I feel like it keeps going in and out. Like every time when I edit the videos, the mic keeps going in and out.
The city of
I don't know. Put in the comment section down below if you guys hear the same shit.
Deadly. The Atlanta police homicide commander would go as far as blaming Lil Baby for the double murder of two teens and connect him to a long, bloody series of violent events. Yeah, Lil Baby changed up his whole label up. He said 4PF is a label, not a gang, all that stuff. I remember he changed up his whole persona basically.
Lil Baby 4PF Rico, that never happened.
May 14th,
he really got low with it too. That's fire.
Dominique Jones, who's more commonly known as Atlanta's own superstar rapper Lil Baby, was set to shoot a music video. The location, Dixie Hills. This was Zone 1, West Atlanta, at the very beginning.
They got zones in Atlanta, no borough zones.
A mostly abandoned, half torn down apartment complex with a violent history that even Google Earth will show you is still very much the hood. And
that's crazy.
It was a hood Lil Baby wasn't supposed to be in. They began filming the music video with a whole production crew present when gunfire erupted. Atlanta police received calls just before 5 p.m. stating multiple people had been shot, and when they arrived on scene, they located a 24-year-old man shot in the arm and a 27-year-old man shot in the back. The victims were alert, conscious, and breathing. A 23-year-old man who couldn't wait for police was driven to the hospital with a gunshot to the neck.
Damn.
He too would survive.
He survived, that's fire.
He survived. Trying to find out who opened fire on the set of a music video reportedly featuring Atlanta's very own Lil Baby.
The shooting happened just before 5 o'clock tonight. There is a map right here on your screen of where this all took place on Verbena Street. That's in the Dixie Hills neighborhood in the northwest part of the city.
Baby just pulled up on us. You know, we doing it big around this month.
Chaos in this
doing it big around that motherfucker. Damn.
Flee the scene subsequent to the shooting,
leaving a trail of evidence scattered across the crime scene.
We just heard pow, 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 and that thing know
they had to show the J's.
We grabbed the kids, and everybody was just running. It was a whole bunch of chaos.
Atlanta PD would note the attack appeared to be an isolated and targeted incident. But this shooting would intensify an already deadly feud between two rival gangs in the city. The Goodfellas is one of Atlanta's longest lasting gangs, having formed back in the early 2000s by Abdullah Williamson.
Damn.
The gang is alleged to have formed in the Rice Street jail, later becoming primarily a prison gang with a reputation for warring with the Bloods that dominate the Georgia prison system. Abdullah, or Lil Duel, is currently serving a life sentence.
Damn.
His alleged second in command, Johnny McClendon, is also serving a life sentence after allegedly ordering a hit on one of their own members. That man
was you backdooring?
Prison, only to be murdered days later.
Damn, see? They could be backdooring his own mans just to get backdoored himself. That's tough, man. That's so tough, bro. So tough.
Fellas made it
so
happen
tough.
On the streets and behind the wall. With influence from the Italian mafia, the Goodfellas will go by other names such as the Mob, La Familia, or La Cosa Nostra. But this wasn't the mafia.
The Black Mafia.
Nor did it operate like the mafia. This was a homegrown
I might invest in some ND filters, no cap.
That was out for blood. OMF, or Only My Family, was a younger subset of the Goodfellas based out of West Atlanta and primarily located within Dixie Hills. This was the same area the music video shootout happened. 4PF, or Four Pockets Full, is a money gang based out of the Oakland City neighborhood of Southwest Atlanta. 4PF is exactly what they claim to be, a money gang, known less for violence and more for funds, but made famous by none other than Lil Baby. They aren't exactly innocent though, or at least that's what the streets allege. Apparently, OMF believes 4PF is responsible for the 2021 shooting of 19-year-old Marcus Holland, who is known as Baby Mark.
What he
a
do?
member of OMF, he'd be gunned down at a Shell gas station.
Damn.
And his grave would literally read,
Grave digger.
Atlanta police believe Lil Baby was shooting a music video in a rival hood, knowing what could happen, and it did. OMF allegedly shot it up for Mark. On Instagram, Mark went by the name 2500 Mark, and 2500 stood for the block, as 2500 Center Street was the heart of the Etheridge Court projects. This was home to Mark, and was immediately targeted after Lil Baby's video shoot was shot up. On May 18, 2024,
he got back
4 days
immediately.
after the video shooting, Atlanta police
I'm about to put some
responded to the
subtitles on.
projects
Fuck
at
all
2
that.
a.m., finding 21-year-old Nasia Cox shot dead. She'd been killed in the passenger seat of a vehicle while her child sat in the back seat.
Damn, at least the child didn't get hurt.
PF acted in revenge, targeting OMF in one of their projects, and the female was just a casualty of war. The following month, 31-year-old OMF member Trevante Turner was found at 3 a.m. shot to death in an apartment.
Sheesh.
His cousin Keontae Sanders, who was known within OMF as Midnight, was incarcerated at Hancock State Prison at the time.
Damn.
Investigators would learn he was coordinating revenge against 4PF members through phone calls and social media. Investigators recovered extensive conversations with multiple OMF members.
You gotta chill with that shit on the phone. They be tapping.
John Smith, who was known as 4PF J-Shot, a close associate of Lil Baby's, who investigators listed as a gang leader. OMF believed J-Shot is the one who killed Trevante in the apartment. On July 2nd, 2000.
Hold up. Hello? Hey Melissa, I'm doing good. I'm still waiting for HR to get back to me. Like I talked to the person that emailed me about the job offer. They said they're waiting for them too. Is it possible that you could hit them up too, if possible? Yeah, cause I'm just waiting on them. Cause I'm just waiting. Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Later. Bye. It's my supervisor.
2024, OMF would strike. It was 12:34 a.m. when Atlanta PD responded to the West End Apartments in Oakland City, the heart of 4PF territory. They'd find 13-year-old Lamont Freeman dead at the scene, 13-year-old Jacody Davis.
Damn, these is kids, bro.
And 11-year-old Dante.
Y'all don't care, bro. Y'all don't care, bro.
Jacody Davis would die at the hospital. Investigators will learn the Davis brothers had left their apartment just before midnight to wish Lamont a happy birthday when they were ambushed.
Damn, he got ran down. Atlanta's dangerous, bro. Atlanta's dangerous.
Twice before 6 armed individuals got out and opened fire.
Atlanta's mad dangerous, no cap.
Shell casings were left at the scene, 556, 762 to 223. Lamont was found with a gunshot to the head.
Shit.
He was shot repeatedly in the chest.
Damn.
7 members of OMF / the Goodfellas would be arrested, including Keontae Sanders, the cousin of Trevante, who was planning revenge from prison. It's alleged OMF were hunting 4PF members and ended up jumping out and gunning down kids with rifles. So here's the twist. Atlanta's homicide commander would blame Lil Baby.
How is that his fault though? But how is that his fault though? Like, he was the one being targeted. They hit the wrong guys. That's crazy. That ain't fair. That ain't fair.
And I first want to say, the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves. and a community in fear. Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes
Shit.
before gang violence ultimately took his life. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video.
Oh, my shit wasn't tight the whole time. See?
And in the subsequent days, we saw
Nah, that's way better now.
and ultimately
See, now my mic way better.
of two children
Now I don't gotta hold it up now.
of his cowardly
Tough.
actions, and you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and
Look at the white man who's shaking his head like, yeah, we about to get this.
responsible for those actions.
We about to get this guy.
Ralph Woolfolk would claim because Lil Baby shot a music video in a place he shouldn't have been, he caused a chain reaction of violence that resulted in Nasia being killed in front of her kid, Travante being killed in an apartment, and 2 teens being gunned down with rifles. So why
That's
have
crazy.
the charges been filed?
That's
Because
crazy.
the
That's crazy. That's a crazy accusation. He was just trying to make money and then all these people died. You didn't even, like, what about the drive-by that happened? You blaming that all on him. That's crazy.
Easier to place
That's
blame
crazy.
on a multi-millionaire
That's crazy.
Grammy award-winning artist than on the police who failed to put away the same men carrying out these murders. Not one gun has Lil Baby's prints, and I highly doubt he's planning murders while on tour, because in all honesty, it doesn't sound like 4PF has been taking losses. It sounds like OMF has been losing back to
Yeah, they've been
back.
losing. They've been
Why
losing.
the fuck would Lil Baby feel
They've been
like he
losing.
can be involved? On March 31st, 2025, a preliminary hearing was held to determine whether there was enough evidence for the teens' killers to stand trial. Atlanta's gang detective Marissa Veverito testified that investigators used social media, wiretaps, ballistics, surveillance, and interviews with informants to build the case against the 7 members of OMF/Goodfellas. Veverito wished to remain anonymous as she worked undercover, but her identity was revealed online. While on the scene, she
Sheesh. They
addressed
found her.
wiretaps which she claimed proved Lil Baby's alleged involvement in several murder-for-hire plots.
Oh, what's up, huh? Oh, what's going on? Man, them like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
Damn.
What do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed. Or
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
they were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
The audio would be played in court, but this wasn't 4PF members admitting Lil Baby was Lil Durk and motherfuckers.
Yeah.
This was OMF/Goodfellas members under wiretap talking about Lil Baby, which doesn't prove shit. Of course, they're gonna blame the richest man claiming 4PF, but that doesn't mean Lil Baby did a damn thing, and that's exactly why to this day
fix this chair,
he
man.
hasn't been charged. Viverito was the same.
They just
man
hating on him
in the YSL
type shit.
Trial failure, and Young Thug would almost have his probation revoked after calling her the biggest liar in the DA office.
Damn.
A judge would decline violating Young Thug for his free speech. All in all, the 4PF Rico is nothing more than a myth, as Fulton County's DA office is looking to make a comeback after the YSL failure. The fact that police blame Lil Baby for 7 grown men making the decision to shoot kids with rifles
Yeah, like,
is ridiculous.
that is
if not
ridiculous.
defamation. Lil Baby would take to Instagram to reply only saying, "Thanks for all the concern. Please don't be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good." And let's not forget, Lil Baby has powerhouse attorney Drew Finley behind him, the same man representing Lil Durk that also represented NBA Youngboy.
Sheesh.
It's safe to say, the Atlanta
Yeah, he ain't getting touched.
doesn't want those problems. Now, for a while, everybody
He ain't getting touched. So he good, bro.
4PF, Lil Baby, Rico indictment that's supposed to be coming. And in my opinion, I don't think it ever is, because it's literally hearsay. You have opposing gang members saying that Lil Baby's putting bounties on people. Why is that? Well, because he's the one with the money, right? So it's the equivalent of Dirk's ops saying he's the one putting money on people. But in Dirk's case, that isn't it. People in Dirk's camp are the ones, you know, snitching, saying shit like that.
Yeah, it's over for Dirk, I ain't gonna lie.
Those wiretaps mean nothing. The homicide commander blaming him for everything that happened, I don't agree with. You can't control what people are gonna do. And what doesn't make sense to me is, why would you shoot a high production music video in rival gang territory? You know, like if you do something in rival territory, you think that you would...
That would be like a diss or something.
And a bunch of your homies that got guns. They had a whole fucking trailer there. They got a whole bunch of people that work real jobs, like sound engineers, cameramans. Why would you bring all of them into a situation where something could turn deadly? That to me,
they just wanted to create beef. That's what happens. You know how people be wanting to create beef to get their name up, but it just backfired in a whole nother realm. Yeah, he don't got no enemies for real.
He didn't have any ill intent being there doing that music video, but it resulted in a shooting, and nothing actually says he was one of the people that was shot at. It was just a shooting. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments. Do you think the DA is reaching? They're trying to, you know, get their reputation back after what happened with YSL? Or do you think they actually have a case and they could try to maneuver something where they put bullshit charges on Lil Baby? Drop y'all's thoughts in the comments section. It's 1090 Jake.
Yeah, shout out to 1090 Jake, bro. Word, bro. So you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. It's your boy Johnny Finesse, and I'ma holla at y'all.